Hello, hello, everyone. Wait, I'm cleaning my glasses so I can see myself. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Hello, Madison. Oh, where is everyone? What's happening here? We are on day 2 of our challenge for January, where we're creating an AI website concierge. Hey, Allison. Hi, Karma. Just a second. Where's my banner? I have a banner here. No, that's what's happening here. Just a second. Here we go. January 2026 AI website concierge challenge. Not only are we creating a concierge, but we're also going to learn something that is mostly new to all of you and that you can use with other things. Because we are up leveling our AI game. Okay, that's what we are focusing on. It's very weird. It's not clear how many people are seeing it because the numbers here are stuck, but I see more people. Cassie and Heather, hello, hello. I don't know. I think it's always really delayed by the time it starts streaming. Just as a reminder, those of you who are watching it in school, please, I recommend click to make it bigger, open it bigger, and then click to open it in YouTube. That's where you can see the chat. When we are live, you can comment there. So let me know, let me know. Okay, did you do your homework from day 1? Today we're continuing. Yesterday was really understanding the concept as usual and starting to think about the experience. And I already saw some comments in the group. It's, we create our websites. We either really love it when we're done or we're okay with it. But I don't think we often think about it a lot after we're done. And we don't think so much about what happens when someone lands on the website. I can tell you for myself as well, as I was preparing this, I was like, I really need a concierge on no hassle website, a website I've had for 10 years, because there's a lot of information there, and I no longer know what people really experience or know or want to know when they land on it. So much has changed in the last few years, but I did not necessarily change and updated the wording and my message. So this is something very important to do. I hope you did that part yesterday. Today, we're going to gather all the information, database, and rules that we want our concierge to follow. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. Okay, just a second. Okay, yes, even if you didn't finish yesterday's homework and you're here with us, hello, hello, enjoy, and come back to finishing day 1 and doing day 2. Okay, I see Vicky here. I recognize all of you by your usernames. I think it's pretty it's pretty impressive. Okay, let me remove the banner and we shall start. So today you're going to have to answer much more and gather information. And then tomorrow we take all the work that you did in day 1 and 2, and I will show you how we put it on a tool, how we design it, we train it, and then we grab a little code and we put it on the website. Or if it's not on the website, and also if you also want it in your social media and so on, you'll be able to do that. It's very useful. Okay. Hey, Sarah. Okay, so let me share here. Just a second. I'll just put it already in presentation mode. Okay. I think we're good. I think you should see the AI website concierge slide. And we are on day 2, training the concierge. So we're not actually uploading things yet today, but everything we're doing today is with the idea of training the concierge. Yesterday, we were thinking more about the experience, the persona of the concierge. Today we're starting to really put together all the information that we want the concierge to know. Okay, yeah, we're preparing the concierge with the information it needs to support real visitors. Okay, so we'll gather all the information and then that you already have on your website, like frequently asked questions, your offers, and so on, but also think about things that are not there but the visitor may need to know or clarify or guide them in the right direction. Okay. So we're turning yesterday's clarity of the experience into actual guidance, teaching your concierge what to know and how to help, and setting rules for uncertainty and human handoff. Okay, so I added this. Are you seeing everything? Just a second. Yes, I think. So I added this slide because I want just to explain that yes, we talk a lot about AI, and yes, we want to leverage and we want to become more like super users and not just casual hobby users. But it doesn't mean we need to shove AI every place we can just for the sake of it or for, being cool. We want to always have a purpose and a reason and that it would help us in our business. Okay. It's not about busy work, just doing something so we fill out our time and feel like, oh, we did something. No, no, this is something real and important that can fill in gaps, as we talked about yesterday, replace you bring clients and add value to your visitors. All of those good things are going to happen with a good concierge, and that's why we're doing it. Okay, so it's not just about adding a widget, it's creating a concierge, a support system for you and for your visitors. And it's not just for the sake of automating or doing or using AI. Okay, as I said yesterday, and we talked about this in the mindset as well, we're transferring some of your responsibilities and filling in gaps, things you couldn't even do because you can't be around 24/7, nor could you afford or want to have someone necessarily on your team just for this. But now we can do it. That is the purpose. That is the goal. So please remember it. Okay, so what does your concierge need to learn? We already talked about that a little bit yesterday as well. It's not here to replace your experience and your teaching. It's here, in this case, to replace you with explaining things, guiding people, answering basic questions, the things that you initially wanted your website to do. That's what the concierge is supposed to do as well, because we know how it is. Websites can be a lot, and there's a lot of information over the years. You may have added things, and it's usually not a great streamlined experience for people. So the concierge helps with that. Okay, so it needs to know your business offers, who it is for, answers to common questions, guide people to what to do next. This is the purpose of the concierge. By the way, I'm switching between the windows here. Does it blink every now and then? It's really, I don't know how to stop it. I'm not really sure what to do about it. I don't know if you're seeing it as well. So basically, if you know it, your concierge should know it. I don't mean all of your knowledge, like I said, okay? It's not about your experience and your teaching, but if it's knowledge that you would usually answer someone that you hoped your website would have for people to access, then it should know it, okay? That's more or less the rule. Because I want to remind you, it's not about selling. It's not a marketing concierge, agent. It's really just to guide them, help them. And if you're lucky enough to have someone land on your website, you don't want to lose them just because they scrolled for 5 seconds and now they're not sure what's next, what to do, what to choose from. Okay. That's where your concierge comes into place. Imagine your concierge coming in and saying, hello, how can I help you? That's what it should do when people are on your website, but not be one of those annoying, salespeople in a store. Okay, so we're going to cover today basically from your basic stuff, all the way to the detailed options you have. Something that I want you to know, and you'll see tomorrow, is that although you're going to gather a lot of information today, you don't have to worry about what if I forgot something, or you created a PDF that has, your FAQs, for example. You'll do that today. And then you're like, oh, I have more ideas. Do I need to add them to the original document, export it as a PDF and upload it again? No, don't worry. There, you can add all the time, and your concierge will continuously train or ask you to train it. I'll just give you an example. Once you have your concierge and you put it on your website and people start using it, you will see these questions, and anything that you can improve, train, that your concierge didn't know the answer, you can immediately add that to the database. It's really, really smart how it works. So don't worry about it, but do try to put today pretty much anything you can following the instructions that I'll give you. Okay. I haven't seen any comments for a few minutes. Can you just tell me we're still here and people are not losing me? So we'll do business basics, from hours, contacts, all those things, to all your all your offers and what they are for, who they are for, pricing if you want to include that, policies and boundaries, all the important things, frequently asked questions, and so on. Okay, thank you. Okay, good. Thank you. So when you think about what information that your concierge needs to have, because it's an AI tool, right? It knows that it needs to answer questions, even if they're not worded the same way. It picks up on that. But you want to to answer clearly, because that way your concierge will be able to recognize, this is the question, I have the answer for it, here is the answer, and not like scattered information from all kinds of places. Okay, so a good answer would address the question clearly and specifically, sound like you. Okay, don't, I mean, I think it's better for you not to list the questions and then go to Chat GPT and say, hey, can you answer these questions for me, because you know my business. This is an opportunity for you to do some of the work and make it sound like you. Question and then write the answer like you would answer someone who was on the phone with you or next to you. Okay. And when logical and when relevant, and you also put it in the documents today, you will offer the next step. Okay, if this is what they're asking, if this is what they're interested, your concierge will suggest something, okay, as the next step. So those are good ways of thinking about what it should do. Okay, now, because I just because our website is passive for us. So we put the website out there and then people visit, but we're not there to tell them what to do and what what to buy and so on. We have to use, or we can use now, the concierge to help them make that decision. It's a bit of a little push. We're not forcing anyone. They can still do whatever they want, but a big role of the concierge is to help them decide or know enough so that they can decide things. Okay, so where do I start? Which one of these options do I choose from? uh, the concierge should help them orient, find what they need, and then help them make the decision. Okay, you'll see, you don't have to train it like that. You have to think that the answers are going to do that for you. Okay. And oh, yeah, thank you, Madison. It's flashing, I think, because I'm using Safari on Mac with StreamYard. I think when it's in Chrome, it's different, but whatever. I'm sorry. It bugs me, but I'm not really sure what to do. Okay, another very important thing that we're going to do is and we already started with that yesterday as well, is knowing when your concierge should step back, okay, and hand it off to you. And tomorrow I'll show you that, but you need to today decide on these things: sensitive topics, frustrated or upset visitors, complex personal situation, anything that needs judgment, all these things, including, it doesn't always have to be very sensitive or someone upset. I'll give you an example. In my case, with No Hassle website, let's say someone wants to, I don't know, to replace or delete their current website, or something like that. I don't want the concierge to say, yeah, just delete your old website. I don't want it to do those kind of things. So also like protection, not giving advice that it shouldn't give. So we want to set these boundaries. This is very relevant to almost everyone, but specifically those of you who are, have professional standards, therapy, things like that. So think about all those things that you can and cannot say. You certainly don't want your concierge to give advice that it shouldn't. Okay. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we don't want the concierge is going to clearly be AI. I do recommend you say AI, and it also says it like on the tool, but in the name that you gave it yesterday, I do recommend you clearly say AI or make it clear that it's not human. So you can call it like Sophia, your AI concierge, or something like that. So just it's very clear. So on the one hand, we want people to know that it's not human. On the other hand, we want it to sound as human as possible, calm and supportive, clear, answers that our brain already knows that is human, because the more actual answers you put in for questions, it will use your wording for it. Okay, so that's what we want to do. Not too long, not lectures, and not salesy or pushy. Just like someone would, get on your website and then call you and say, oh, I see on this page that this is what's happening. Can you explain to me, blah, blah, blah. And then you would answer. Okay, so now I'll just show you the questions for today. Just a second. When I click, okay, whatever. It's a little different than it used to be. I'll make this bigger here. And I'll share the screen now. So it's more homework than yesterday, just because it's longer questions and you'll have to gather more information. So you should be seeing this. This is another Google Doc. This is day 2 concierge training pack. Okay, we're getting all the information to train our concierge. You are seeing it. Great. So here are the questions. And just like yesterday, I created these boxes for you to fill in, where like section 1, where you see the arrow and it will say copy and paste into the knowledge area. We'll do that tomorrow. So when it's copy and paste, it's easy. You literally just answer in the box and you're good. When it says the PDF file, then you do what I explained yesterday. Okay, if you tell me if you need me to repeat that again, but I explained on day 1 what to do where it says that it needs to be a PDF. Okay, so let's go over things here. Business basics, there's another section of other business basics, but your business name, what you help people with, who this is for, primary ways to work with you, what you do basically and how you deliver, and how people can contact you. Okay, so you can write this as you can copy this. So I know yesterday I told you that you can copy this into here and answer, the answers here, or you can just say something like, my business name is No Hassle Website. I help female entrepreneurs between the ages of 40 and 65 build their service-based online businesses, blah, blah, blah. Who this is for, and who this is for. My ideal client has been trying to build an online business for a while. She's already invested in other things. She is struggling with tech. She is a professional and is creating a business around her passion or her education or experience, blah, blah, blah. Just write. It's all good. Okay, and the concierge will learn from it. Okay, so that's question number 1. Question number 2 is your offers and services. Okay, so here I gave you 2 boxes for offer 1 and offer 2, but of course, most of you will have more than that. Not necessarily. Don't feel bad if you have only 1. Sometimes it's much better, but just add more as needed, and do separate them in the sense that I want you to have like offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, because when we get to the point of copying and pasting them, we'll paste them separately for each one. You don't have to call it offer 1, just literally give it the name of the offer. And who is it for? I should have written here prices, actually. I'll do that. Price. Okay, just a second. Let me add it here so you remember. Okay. And if you don't have a price or it depends on things, then you can write that as well. Okay, so as many as you have from freebies to high end, literally your entire offer suite, what we call. Okay. If you have old things like a freebie you created a while back and maybe it's somewhere on the website, but it's not something that's really important for you, don't list it. Okay, list the things that matter and are important. And the reason we want to start from freebies, if you have them, all the way to your high-end offers, if you have those, is because one of the things that your concierge needs to do is guide people depending on where they are and what situation they are, their budget, their time, if they've done things with you before, and so on. So sometimes all we're saying is, why don't you grab my free, guide to blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And you'll send them, the concierge will send them to the freebie. Okay. Okay, important question here. I don't have a website. I have school page and social media. How do you suggest you best use this tool? As I mentioned yesterday, you can use it perfectly because we'll have 2 options at the end. One is to embed it to your website, and then it will pop on the, on the right hand side corner or the left hand side corner with a little circle, and people can click and it will open a window. And the other option is that people click on a link and it opens a new window and you don't need a website for it. That's perfect to add to your school community, to your email signature, to your social media bio. So you can use both or one of them. Okay, so just do everything we're doing, everything you want them to know about your school community or whatever you're offering, or if that's your, like, all your business stuff is there, then you'll do the same. You'll list all the offers and all the information. Okay. What if our offer is coming up? Can we use it to add them to a waiting list? Yes, of course, that's perfect. So you can add information about something that's coming up and that currently it's unavailable, but people can sign up for it. There's a place. So if you, another thing you can do, but it's not really necessary that much, is you can also add, I will add it here because eventually it will make sense. Just a second. I'm going to say price, direct link to it. Okay, that's good. That's good. We'll put that. So in your case, Sarah, you would put a direct link to the waiting list. Okay. Okay, good, good. Yes, and we can update the bot as things change on the site. I don't know if it's a question or a statement, but there are 2 things that we will do. One, as I said, is we will continue to train the bot, the agent, because it will make us do it. It will send you an email telling you that someone asked this or how to answer that, or you'll see something and you'll say, hey, when this is asked, do this instead. But also, thank you, Karma, you are very helpful. But also, it's going to crawl your website. So when we set it up, it will crawl it for the first time, but then you can ask it to crawl every month again or every week again. So it will see updates. Okay, it's really cool. Okay, what else do we have here? Frequently asked questions. That's pretty obvious. You may already have a section like that or a page like that on your website. This one will become a PDF file, as I explained yesterday. So spend some time to think about all the questions you already get. Okay, so look at, for example, you can search in your email. If you have a form on your website and people currently ask you questions through it, then search for the subject line that will bring you bring up all the forms that people filled out, see what questions they have, DMs, things people ask you when you first explain about it, if you get on sales calls and so on. Make a long list, even if it's not already on your website, okay? And then you will create a document, a Google Doc that has the questions very clear, question, answer, okay? And then you'll put all of that in one document and you will export it. You'll do download and PDF so that you have that as a PDF. Okay, I suggested doing it only on day 3, downloading it, because even between yesterday and today and tomorrow, you'll probably think of some new questions and other things. So let's just put the best version out there and call it this website frequently asked questions. Are we clear on PDFs and what you need to do there? I'm going to assume yes. So we talked about the frequently asked questions, which are questions that you may have already answered on your FAQ page or section, or that people regularly ask you. But there are also possibly questions that people never get to ask anyone. They just happen in their head, and whether they take the next step or not, we don't really know. But we're assuming that there are people who ask questions, don't get the answers now, and that is the end of it, and they won't come back to your website. So I want you to think about those questions. Things like, where should I start? Is this right for me? What happens after I sign up? Like, think about fears or objections they may have and answer those. Okay, so again, you're going to create a list of these questions, and in this case you don't need to create a file for them, because maybe you won't have a lot anyway. Just think about the question and answer, and just list them. We'll copy and paste them one by one to the special question and answers area. So in the tool that we're going to use tomorrow, there's a questions and answers area that you can come back to again and again. That will be your go-to. Like, oh, someone asked this today. You just go, put the question, put your answer, done. Okay, that's what we're going to do there. And think about any confusion that people may have. So here I recommend you go to your website and pretend as much as you can that you've never seen it before and don't know much about it. And then start from the home page to understand, does this make sense? What's happening there? Now remember, this is not a challenge about updating your website. Obviously, if you see something small that doesn't make sense or a spelling mistake, correct it. But it's not about editing your website. It's about, this is my website now. What kind of questions and doubts and confusion is it bringing up to people? Or not necessarily, confusion as in it's a bad thing, but okay, I have 2 options that I offer people. I explain each one of them, but maybe it's not clear what the difference is or who it should go, which one matches which type of person or situation. So those kind of things you don't necessarily want to add to your website as another section or another paragraph that people need to go through. But maybe they have that doubt, and now with your concierge you can answer that, so that if they ask, I'm not sure which one to choose from, or what's the difference between this and this, you'll have an answer. Okay, and let me see. Hi Kenya, can we use this on our SCP community site even if it's free? Do we just modify the information we put into and have it more community guide? Yes, 100%. This is a great example of how what I teach you now and the fact that we're doing it for a website doesn't mean that it can't be used for anything else. So imagine, for example, you can create a concierge for your course or program, right? Feed it with the information of the structure and how things, where to meet, what the Zoom link is, all just an example. And that will be the concierge for a course that you have. This is a good idea. I need to create some of those. So yes, you can use it anywhere you want. Of course, you'll have to adjust some of the prompts that I'm giving you here to think about what they need to know, but it's exactly the same process. Okay. Okay, great. What else do we have here? When to hand off to a human. Okay, so here again, you're going to create a file, and this file is going to be called Human Handoff Rules. And just think about situations of when to hand it off. Okay, so if a visitor expresses anger, frustration, complaints, and so on, the concierge should. So what should the concierge say or do? You can say something as simple as the concierge should encourage the visitor to um, contact Neta directly by by emailing her here and put the email address, or by going to the contact page here. Okay, like literally say what you wanted to do and say to the people. Okay, and it can also acknowledge like the frustration or something like that, and then do that. Okay, so think about situations. These are just prompts for you to think about, and just write different scenarios. Again, the more specific scenarios or questions or situations that you describe and give an answer to, the concierge can learn all of these. If you keep things very minimal and vague, it will start to just give very generic questions, or always refer to the same thing. Okay, so it doesn't make sense. Okay, just a second, let's see. Lastly, we have section number 7, which is simply optional extras. Okay, some of these you really should do, but some are just to remind you that you should add whatever you think that is relevant to you. So policies, refunds, cancellation, boundaries, price ranges, if it's relevant, terms and or conditions. So maybe you have specific terms and conditions for course that you have, or your refund policy. But also you can simply answer the question of what are the terms and conditions of the website, and then the answer is you can find the terms and conditions to the website on this link, because you should have a page for terms and conditions. Right now, your concierge will crawl your website, so it will probably find things even that you don't necessarily list, but it can't crawl everything when it starts. So give it any information you think: location, availability, working hours, and pretty much anything else. Oh, sorry. Here is, I added this here. Sorry. No. What happened here? Just a second. What did I do? Oh, I see what I did. I made a mistake. We can make this, just a second. I duplicated it and didn't change it. Just a second. So here's what we're going to do. I just added this, really. Anything else you may want to add? These would be added later to the knowledge area, and you can just write them here as one long list, but you'll copy and paste each one of them to the knowledge or to the questions area. You'll see tomorrow. Okay, that's it. That's what we have here. Okay. So are you ready to answer all of these things? It's not a lot of work, but you do need to put in a couple of hours probably for this. And okay, funny. Okay, so that's basically the assignment for today, and everything will come together tomorrow as usual. Let me just see here what we have. So yeah, your assignment is to open the training pack document that I will drop in the school group in 3 minutes, and also upload it later to the portal. And you will just make a copy for yourself and start answering everything. Okay, and create those extra documents that will become PDFs for some of them. Just really don't overthink it. I think Beth posted that usually it's just keep it simple. Okay, just answer as if someone asked you. Fill in each section, short, clear answers. Don't aim for perfect, and remember, you will add more and tweak over time. We'll start with adding more and tweaking already tomorrow, because you'll start testing it, and then over time. Okay, that's basically it. Recap: what did we do today? By the end of today's homework, you will have a knowledge base and guidelines to train your concierge, and a new understanding of what your visitors need and the role of your website and concierge. I hope you have that little new perspective, and small mindset shift, hopefully, of confidence that AI can support you and your clients, okay? It's not replacing you where you don't want it to, it's supporting you and your clients, okay? Yay! Do you have any questions? Those of you who are wondering and just are a little bit worried or concerned, I specifically didn't share with you the tool that I'm going to share with you tomorrow just because I didn't want it to be a distraction or for people to check it out. But the tool we're going to use is free. It's free to a limit, but it's a pretty good limit. And I have tested all kinds of options. It is free and it's super easy to use. The interface is fantastic, looks very, very professional and easy to install on your website or just grab the link. They even have a WordPress plugin if you want, but it's so easy, you don't even need that. Okay. So are we good? Tell me that we're good and I will finish this and post in the group the link to the file. Tell me. To-do. No? Yes, no? Such a big delay. Okay, good. The process will improve the bot I've already created. Awesome. Karma's ahead of the game. Okay, so I'm going to say bye-bye now. Refresh in a couple of minutes in the group. You'll find the document for today. I will see you tomorrow, same place. Everything's going to come together. It's going to be super fun. Okay? Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Ciao.